Good morning, everyone. As you may know, I am born, or I was born, in the month of Scorpio. So it's a very special time for me at the moment because today we're doing Scorpio and oppositions with Mars and Pluto. Yes, different planetary oppositions. So we're going to have a look at that. But first of all, the zodiac sign of Scorpio begins on October 23rd, 2025. That's today. This date marks the start of the Scorpio season, which lasts until November 21st. Now, the sunrise this morning was at 7:40. It was kind of dark here this morning, and it's raining as well, so that adds to the darkness, all the dark clouds. Solar noon will be at 12:48 and the sunset at 17:55. The day length will be 10 hours and 14 minutes. The moon rise today is at 10:04, the meridian at 14:10, and the moon set will be at 18:08, so just after the sunset. So we'll press on with but first, something for everyone today. The moon today, that the moon phase, lunar phase, it's a waxing crescent in Scorpio. So on the 21st, we had the new moon. Now, the moon in Scorpio creates the need to delve into your feelings as deep as possible. You desire meaningful emotional exchanges now more than at any other time, even if it's not easy and you are forced to change many things. Shallow relationships do not satisfy you because they are not purifying enough. So, the traits of Scorpio individuals. Individuals born under Scorpio sign are known for their dynamic character traits. Here are some of the key characteristics of Scorpios. All right. Intense and passionate. Scorpios are incredibly passionate beings. They approach life with intensity and depth, whether in love, work, or hobbies. Scorpios commit wholeheartedly to their endeavors. That's something I can relate to. All right. Mysterious Scorpios are often viewed as enigmatic, as they tend to keep their emotions and thoughts guarded. The mysterious aura draws people towards them, and others find them intriguing and hard to read. Resourceful. Scorpios are known for their resourcefulness. They possess strong problem-solving skills and are adept at navigating complex situations, often emerging stronger from their challenges. Loyalty is crucial for Scorpios. They are fiercely devoted to their loved ones and expect the same in return. Once a Scorpio trusts you, they are likely to stand by you through thick and thin. determined. Scorpios are not easily discouraged. Their determination often leads them to achieve their goals, and their resilience, see, is a testament to their strength and character. Okay, so today is the first day of the Sun sign Scorpio 2025. Mars and Pluto are planetary frequencies that rule Scorpio. It is often said you can't serve two masters, but people have a mum and a dad, or a chairman and a manager. So two masters, one master and a mistress. Now, with Scorpio, the frequency is the feminine side of Mars. So a feminine dynamics together with a masculine side of Pluto. Although an androgynous nature can be the result. Not forgetting, we are all in part Scorpio, as we are all the signs, each with a different strength. In astrology, Pluto is traditionally associated with masculine energy, as it is classified amongst the masculine planets alongside the Sun, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn. The masculine designation stems from its symbolic connection to powerful, transformative, and often destructive forces such as death, regeneration, and deep psychological change. Pluto is considered the ruler of Scorpio, a sign associated with intensity, power, and transformation. And it is often seen as a feminine counterpart to Mars, the traditional ruler of Aries, representing a deeper, more complex expression of masculine energy. Scorpio season, which begins on October 22nd, 2025, is a time of intense transformation, deep emotional exploration, and centered passion for Scorpio men and women. As the Sun enters Scorpio, both Scorpio men and women will experience a powerful surge in their natural intensity, mystery, and magnetic allure, making them feel more confident and driven to confront personal truths and initiate significant life changes. During the time the moon is in Scorpio, which occurs roughly every 28 days and lasts about 2.5 days, a Scorpio man and woman can expect their emotions to be profoundly intensified. The moon in Scorpio is often described as a magician's moon, yes, which is at this time, enabling deep self-analysis and transformation, allowing individuals to confront their innermost fears and hidden aspects of themselves. This transit activates the love zone, making declarations of undying love possible, but also bringing a breathless risk of jealousy and anger, as Scorpio's darker side can emerge. Scorpio men and women, excuse me, may feel a strong drive to uncover secrets, explore the occult, or engage in intense research, as everything hidden becomes particularly attractive during this period. Scorpio men and women will feel a profound sense of personal power and attraction as Mercury enters their sign on October 6th, making their conversations particularly alluring and impactful. This energy peaks with the conjunction of Mercury and Mars in Scorpio on October 20th, amplifying their influence and intensity. The Sun's entry into Scorpio on October 22nd places the cosmic spotlight directly on them, encouraging single Scorpios to boldly pursue new romantic connections and couples Scorpios to deepen their intimacy by sharing their true selves. Right. Okay, however, Pluto also possesses a strong feminine archetype, particularly in its association with the Dark Mother. The themes of deep emotional and sexual transformation. This duality is reflected in its connection to both Mars, masculine, and Saturn, masculine, suggesting a complex blend of masculine qualities. Some sources describe Pluto as androgynous or transcendent, emphasizing its role in transcending traditional gender binaries rather than fitting neatly into a single category. For instance, the planet's influence is often linked to the base chakra and core attraction, which can involve fluid or transgressive expressions of gender and sexuality. So, the difference in Pluto's perceived masculine and feminine nature lies in its dual role as a masculine force of transformation and power, and as a feminine force of deep psychological and spiritual regeneration. This duality allows Pluto to represent both the aggressive, controlling aspects of power and the nurturing, regenerative aspects of rebirth. Whereas in astrology, the feminine side of Mars is represented by Pallas Athenas, who is associated with the sign of Libra, holding the scales of justice. Pallas Athena symbolizes strategic thinking, wisdom, and the ability to resolve conflict, offering a more balanced and diplomatic expression of the assertive energy typically linked to Mars. In astrology, Pallas Athena symbolizes wisdom, strategy, creative intelligence, and the ability to solve problems through logic and foresight. She represents tactical vision, pattern recognition, and the application of intelligence to practical, real-world solutions. Pallas embodies a blend of intellectual and intuition, offering applied intelligence that combines analytical skills with creative understanding. Her energy is associated with justice, diplomacy, and the ability to mediate conflicts, often favoring win-win outcomes. Thus, in Scorpio, we have a mix of interesting frequencies. And this year, we are looking at another aspect of astrology, the interplay between planets and the meaning. What does it mean when planets aspect each other? Planets move through different houses and zodiac signs, and as they move, they send messages to each other when they link at a certain mathematical angles. These angles are what we call planetary aspects, which can be known as the square and the triangle, and the hexagon and the pentagon. These are all different planetary aspects. Now on to planetary aspects this month, oppositions between Mars and each planet. Oppositions of not only Mars, but we're going to be looking at Pluto as well, the oppositions there. The Mars opposite Sun aspect in Scorpio signifies a dynamic where the intense transformative energy of Mars in Scorpio clashes with the core identity and ego expression of the Sun, creating a complex interplay of passion, control, and deep emotional intensity. This aspect often manifests as a profound struggle for dominance and control within the individual or in relationships, as the Sun seeks to assert its identity, while Mars in Scorpio drives a need for power, depth, powerful, and transformative. Individuals with this placement may experience internal conflicts where their desire for self-expression is met with a fierce, often hidden, drive to assert, control, or uncover hidden truths. In a natal chart, this opposition can indicate a person who is highly passionate and competitive, with a strong will to succeed, also prone to anger, jealousy, and dramatic reactions if their desires or ego are challenged. In astrology, the Mars opposite Moon aspect represents a dynamic tension between the planet of action, assertiveness, and desire, which is Mars, and the planet of emotions, instincts, and nurturing, which is Moon. This opposition often occurs when the two celestial bodies are positioned in opposing extremes of the astrological chart. Creates a powerful and often challenging dynamic where assertiveness clashes with emotional needs. The result is a cosmic dance between the warrior and the nurturer, highlighting an inherent conflict between the drive to act and the need for emotional security. This aspect can manifest as internal conflict where an individual feels torn between pursuing ambitions, Mars, and seeking emotional comfort and security, Moon. An opposition between Mars and Venus in astrology signifies a dynamic tension between the energies of desire and attraction, Mars, and love, harmony, and beauty, Venus. This aspect creates a push-pull dynamic where the individual or relationship experiences strong chemistry, but also friction, as the need for assertiveness and action clashes with the need for compromise and balance. The challenge lies in integrating these opposite forces to avoid conflict, though when navigated well, it can lead to a passionate and transformative connection. When the Sun is in Scorpio, this opposition can be intensified due to Scorpio's inherent intensity, emotional depth, and themes of transformation and power dynamics. Scorpio, ruled by Mars, naturally amplifies the assertive and passionate qualities of Mars, while Venus in Scorpio brings a profound obsessive and possessive quality to love and relationships. An opposition between Mars and Mercury signifies a clash between assertiveness and communication, often leading to conflicts, impulsive speech, and substantial need for self-expression. This aspect can create tension in how one communicates their desires and takes action, potentially resulting in misunderstandings or heated exchanges. When the Sun is in Scorpio, the influence of a Mars-Mercury opposition can be intensified due to powerful and transformative nature of Scorpio. The Sun in Scorpio combined with Mars in Scorpio creates a stellium, a group of planets in the same sign that amplifies passion, intensity, and deep drive for transformation. This stellium, which includes the Sun, Mercury, and Mars, is particularly potent as Mars in its own sign, enhancing its energy and influence. The opposition between Mars and Mercury during this time can manifest as intense internal or external conflict, especially in areas related to communication, personal will, and emotional depth. Pass on to Jupiter. The opposition between Mars and Jupiter, particularly when the Sun is in Scorpio, signifies an astrological dynamic centered on intense personal drive clashing with expansive beliefs or desires. This aspect often manifests as a tension between assertive action and the pursuit of growth, abundance, or higher truth. When Mars is in Scorpio and Jupiter is in Taurus, the opposition, Mars opposite Jupiter, occurs between the fixed powerful sign of Scorpio and Taurus, intensifying the conflict between deep transformation and material stability. This configuration can lead to a tug of war between the need for profound change and the desire to hold onto security, potentially resulting in overspending on comforts or resistance to necessary financial restructuring. The opposition is especially potent when Sun is in Scorpio, as this aligns the Sun's energy with Mars's domicile in Scorpio, amplifying the intensity of the transit. The opposition between Mars and Saturn particularly when the Sun is in Scorpio, is considered a significant astronomic event due to the intense and often conflicting energies of these two planets. Mars, representing force, drive, and action, opposes Saturn and the planet of restriction, discipline, and delay, creating a dynamic of inner tension and external challenges, truths, and deep psychological processes. This alignment is said to bring about inescapable results, potentially manifesting as inner conflict, emotional eruptions, or even major internal and external events like earthquakes or accidents. Through interpretations vary on whether these outcomes are inevitable or can be transformed through conscious effort. The opposition of Mars and Saturn happens approximately every 2 years, but a direct aspect between Mars in Taurus and Saturn in Scorpio, which occurs roughly every 28 to 30 years, is rarer and more potent event. So you won't get many of those during a lifetime, 2 or 3. So the opposition between Mars and Uranus is a dynamic and often volatile astrological aspect characterized by a clash between Mars's assertive, aggressive energy and Uranus's disruptive, unpredictable nature. This aspect creates a tension that can manifest as sudden outbursts, impulsive actions, or unexpected upheavals, particularly when both planets are in a fixed sign like Scorpio and Taurus, which intensifies the resistance to change and the potential for explosive reactions. When the Sun is in Scorpio, this opposition can be especially potent as Scorpio is a fixed water sign associated with deep transformation, hidden emotion, and intense desires. Mars, the traditional ruler of Scorpio, is in its home sign, amplifying its power and focus, making its action deliberate and potentially destructive when provoked. This alignment can bring repressed frustrations and deep-seated resentments to the surface, potentially leading to dramatic breakthroughs or the sudden removal of toxic elements in one's life. The Mars-Uranus opposition often acts as a catalyst for awakening, forcing individuals to question their current paths and values, especially when they feel stuck or constrained. It can spark a need for radical change, liberation from old patterns, or a sudden break from established structures, whether in relationships, careers, or personal beliefs. The energy is electric and can lead to sudden revelations or actions that feel like a wake-up call. The opposition between Mars and Neptune creates deep dynamic tension between assertive action and dreamy idealism, where the drive for achievement, Mars, clashes with the realm of illusion, spirituality, and unconsciousness. Neptune, or unconscious Neptune. This aspect can lead to inner conflict as individuals struggle to reconcile their ideals. With their desire to act, potentially resulting in misdirected energy, impulsive decisions, or a sense of confusion. The influence of Neptune can distort perception, making it difficult to relate to others emotionally or to discern truth from deception, which may manifest as self-deception, unrealistic expectations, or susceptibility to manipulation. In extreme cases, this aspect can contribute to addictive behaviors, psychosomatic illness, or involvement in secretive or cult-like activities. When the Sun is in Scorpio, this opposition may intensify themes of transformation, power, and hidden motivations. Scorpio's association with deep emotions, secrets, and psychological depth can amplify the Neptune-Mars tension, making the inner struggle between action and illusion particularly profound. The opposition between Mars and Pluto, particularly when the Sun is in Scorpio, is considered a potent astrological configuration associated with intense transformation, power struggles, and deep psychological confrontations. This alignment is especially significant during Scorpio season, which begins October 22nd, and the Sun enters Scorpio and activates themes of transformation, hidden emotions, and the shadow self. Aha, the shadow self. The Mars-Pluto opposition, exact on November the 3rd, 2024, occurred at the very end of Cancer for Mars and the very end of Capricorn for Pluto, marking a culmination of intense energies tied to issues of power, control, and societal structures. The opposition coincided with the US presidential election on November the 5th, 2024, amplifying its impact on global political tensions and social divisions. The presence of the Sun in Scorpio intensifies the psychological depth of this aspect, as Scorpio is co-ruled by Mars and Pluto, making it a natural focal point of this opposition. The opposition between Pluto and the Sun is a powerful astrological aspect associated with intense personal transformation, deep psychological confrontations, and significant shifts in power dynamics. When the Sun is in Scorpio, this opposition takes on substantial significance, as Scorpio is the sign ruled by Pluto, amplifying the themes of transformation, hidden desires, and unconscious, or the unconscious. This alignment can bring profound challenges, including power struggles, obsessive tendencies and the surfacing of repressed fears and motivations. In a natal chart, the Sun-Pluto opposition indicates a life theme centered on confronting inner darkness and integrating shadow aspects of the self. This individual may experience intense emotional reactions and constant struggle to assert or relinquish control, often feeling compelled to confront deep-seated issues related to power, intensity, and intimacy. The opposition between the Moon and Pluto in astrology signifies a powerful emotional dynamic characterized by deep intensity, transformation, and the potential for profound psychological insight. This aspect creates a tension between the Moon's emotional needs and Pluto's themes of control, power, and hidden depths, often manifesting as internal struggles or intense interpersonal conflicts. Individuals with this aspect may experience emotional storms, a strong instinct for truth, and a tendency to guard their vulnerability, yet they also possess significant resilience and capacity to help others through transformation. When the Sun is in Scorpio, the emotional landscape becomes even more complex. Scorpio, ruled by Pluto, naturally aligns with themes of depth, power, and transformation, which amplifies the intensity of the Moon opposite Pluto aspect. This combination can lead to a profound emotional core where feelings are deeply felt and often repressed, resulting in a sense of being brooding or intensely private. Intensely private. Well, there we go. An opposition between Mercury and Pluto in a natal chart often signifies a deep psychological intensity in communication and thought processes, creating a constant tension between the need to uncover hidden truths and the desire for mental control or power dynamics in expression. This aspect often manifests as a mind that is probing, investigative, and capable of profound insight, yet can also be perceived as confrontational, obsessive, or overwhelming by others. Individuals with this aspect may experience communication as a battleground where speaking the truth can trigger resistance or manipulation, and they may struggle with balancing honesty against the potential for conflict or alienation. When the Sun is in Scorpio, the influence of Pluto is amplified as Scorpio is Pluto's ruling sign. This intensifies the psychological depth and transformative nature of the Mercury-Pluto opposition. The individual may exhibit a powerful penetrating intellect, especially regarding taboo subjects, secrets, or hidden motivations in relationships and personal matters. Communication may be slow to emerge, but when it does, it carries significant weight and can be piercingly direct, particularly when confronting uncomfortable realities. An opposition between Venus and Pluto in astrology signifies a relationship characterized by intense, transformative, and often volatile dynamics, particularly when the Sun is in Scorpio. This aspect is associated with deep emotional connections, obsessive passion, and a powerful pull that can border on the addictive or toxic. The Sun in Scorpio amplifies this theme as Scorpio is naturally aligned with Pluto's energies of transformation, power, and unconscious. Individuals with Scorpio Sun may experience this opposition as a powerful, all-consuming force in their relationship, where love and hate, trust and jealousy are in constant flux. The Venus-Pluto opposition is deeply tied to the second and eighth house energies, resources, shared finances, and intimacy, creating a dynamic where one partner may unconsciously seek to control or take from the other, while the other feels compelled to give. So give and take all the same. An opposition between Pluto and Jupiter, particularly when the Sun is in Scorpio, signifies a powerful and transformative astrological event. This aspect often brings intense themes of power, transformation, and the re-evaluation of beliefs and structures. When the Sun is in Scorpio, the focus intensifies on deep psychological processes, hidden truths, and profound personal change, as Scorpio is ruled by Pluto and naturally attuned to these energies. The opposition between Pluto and Jupiter creates a dynamic tension between expansion and control, between growth and transformation. Jupiter, the planet of abundance, exploration, and belief systems, is in direct opposition to Pluto, the planet of deep transformation, power, and regeneration. The opposition between Pluto and Uranus represents a powerful astrological dynamic characterized by intense conflict between transformative, deep-seated change in Pluto and sudden revolutionary upheavals in Uranus. This aspect creates a tension between the desire for radical innovation and the need for profound, often painful, personal and societal transformation. When the Sun is in Scorpio, this opposition becomes particularly potent as Scorpio is ruled by Pluto, intensifying the themes of power, control, and rebirth. The Sun in Scorpio, which illuminates the depth of emotion and subconscious, stands in direct opposition to Uranus retrograde in Taurus, creating a clash between Scorpio's transformative energy and Uranus's unpredictable, rebellious nature. This transit can trigger unexpected revelations, intense personal transformations, and a strong urge to break free from outdated structures or limiting beliefs. The opposition between Pluto and Neptune is a significant astrological aspect that signifies a profound tension between transformative, deep-seated power in Pluto and spiritual, illusory, and idealistic forces with Neptune. This aspect, which occurs when the two planets are approximately 180 degrees apart in the zodiac, represents a dynamic conflict between reality and illusion, material manifestation and spiritual transcendence, or control and surrender. In a natal chart, this opposition indicates a life journey marked by spiritual transformation, the dissolution of false beliefs, and the challenge of integrating intuition and imagination with practical reality. Individuals born with this aspect may experience intense inner struggles, periods of disillusionment, and a need to confront hidden truths or collective delusions, often tied to major societal shifts. When the Sun is in Scorpio, the impact of Pluto-Neptune opposition is amplified due to the inherent theme of Scorpio, which aligns with Pluto's domain of transformation, secrecy, and intensity. Okay, so that's it for Scorpio 2025 and oppositions, planetary oppositions with Pluto and Mars. All my own videos of astrology signs and some other videos are available to view on my website, Google's.com, Universal Comprehension Academy, under research videos. And that's it for Scorpio 2025. Join me for more astrology next month. I will put necessary links in the description box, but most of this information can be found simply by Googling those aspects on the internet. Very simple. So bye for now, and that's it for Scorpio today. Bye.